y'all, welcome back to my channel, At Home with Willowberry. Or if you're new, welcome. But where have you been? I'm so happy to see you here. My name is Valerie, and today is Vlogmas Day 7. I skipped Day 6 and took a break, but I'm back with an all-day cook and clean with me video. So if you're interested, I hope you'll stick around and enjoy the video.
Good morning. How are you doing today? Did you just wake up? Good morning.
It's bright and early Tuesday morning, December 6th, and it's a rainy day here in the Virginia mountains, so I thought today would be as good a day as any to catch up on my housework. And I also want to make a winter simmer pot to make the house smell and feel warm and cozy. I also plan on making a pot roast for dinner, so it's going to be a busy day, y'all. Milo spent the night in the kennel, and it looks like he's not ready to wake up yet. But he's been in the kennel for several hours throughout the night, and it's time for him to head back outside. Just in case you're new here, I wanted to let you know a little bit about Milo. Milo is a stray cat that was living here in the trailer park. He was abandoned by his previous family, and he showed up on our front porch and has been here ever since. We have fallen in love with Milo and plan to bring him with us to our forever home. But unfortunately, Tim and two of our boys are very allergic to cats, so Milo stays outside most of the time. But we let him in the house when it's really cold or raining, but he can't just roam throughout the house. But trust me when I tell you, he is super content staying in the kennel. He eats and sleeps and cleans himself, and when he's ready, he lets us know when he wants to go back outside. But sometimes, I have to coax him out, just like this morning. Looks like he's not ready to get up yet. Tim built Milo a cat house, but I don't think he's been back in it ever since we replaced the blankets with straw. So on a day that it's not raining, I plan on getting out here and taking the straw back out and putting his blankets back in, and then seeing if he'll go back in the little cat house that we built for him. He really is a sweet kitty. Alright y'all, I really need to get the housework started. I need to clean the kitchen and the living room, and I'm going to get started by washing the dishes. you all doing today? I hope you're all fantabulous and full of good cheer. Can y'all believe it's already December 6th and I still haven't even started my Christmas shopping yet? The boys are just starting to give me their wish list. I'm planning to do all my shopping online this year. So far, everything they've asked for can be easily found on Amazon. I just need to sit down and place my order. I do want to go to some local shops though here in town and look for something special and unique that will remind them of our time here in this little town. Last year's presents were a lot of fun, and the boys were really surprised on that Christmas morning. We set a limit for the boys like we always do, but instead of buying them presents, we gave them their Christmas limit in cash. The money was wrapped in boxes stuffed with candy, so they had the best of both worlds, cash money and a ton of candy. Then after Christmas, we took them shopping, and they were able to pick out exactly what they wanted. They also surprised us because they didn't spend all the money at one time. They were responsible and really thought about what they wanted to spend their Christmas money on. Alrighty, the dishes are washed and put away, and Tim's getting the pups ready to go for a walk. They're always excited to get out and go for their walk. Max is getting better about sitting and waiting, but not Willow. She's too impatient. Okay, well while they're out for a walk, I'm going to go finish cleaning up the kitchen. So here in the kitchen, I still need to clean off the counters and stove. I need to sweep and mop the floors and take out the trash. The boys are normally responsible for taking out the trash, but on days that I'm filming or when they're in school, then it's me or Tim that gets to take the garbage out.
Is set to fall today. It comes
The kitchen is finally clean. That felt like it took forever, but it was long overdue. Well, it's clean for now. It won't last for long. It never does. Well, I'm going to go take a little break and love on the pups before cleaning up the living room. Maxie Boy and Sweet Willow. They're just so darn cute, and they love cuddles. So here in the living room, I need to straighten up the couch and pillows, dust, sweep, mop, and vacuum. You know, the same as usual. I really do love living in this old mobile home, and I'm going to be a little sad to leave it when we move to our forever home. I can't wait for y'all to see the double-wide mobile home that we bought. It's old and rough, but we have lots of plans already, and I'm excited to share it with you all. We officially take possession of our new house in April, but we won't be moving until the end of May, when the boys finish school for the year. Not only are we going to be fixing up the old double-wide that we bought, but we're also going to be setting up a homestead with goats and chickens and hopefully a couple of donkeys. I get a little bit overwhelmed thinking about all the work ahead of us. I mean, Tim just retired and should be relaxing. But honestly, I don't think he knows how to relax. But no, really, it's been a lifelong dream of mine to own some farm animals, and Tim is making my dream come true. He really is a sweet man, and I couldn't ask for a better partner to share my life with. Y'all, the kitchen and living room are nice and clean, but it's still rainy outside and it's cold and dreary, so I decided to make a winter spice pot to make it feel warm and cozy in this old mobile home. A winter spice pot is a stovetop simmer pot that is filled with water, fruits, spices, and herbs that gently simmer, creating a wonderful smelling aroma that fills up the house. It's a nice alternative to burning a scented candle. In my spice pot, I'll be using fresh cranberries, orange slices, apple slices, cinnamon sticks, cloves, ground allspice, ground nutmeg, ground ginger, and vanilla. If I had some fresh pine sprigs, I would have added that also, but I didn't have any today. But it will still smell wonderful. The winter spice pot did the trick. It smells amazing in here, and it feels so cozy, especially with the fur baby so content and fast asleep. But now it's a few hours later and it's time to start dinner. We're having pot roast with carrots, potatoes, and celery. We'll also have Brussels sprouts and white rice to go with it. The pot roast will need to cook for about 4 hours, so it'll be fork tender and falling apart. I found a recipe on a website called spendwithpennies.com for the perfect pot roast, which I'll link down below. I just want to start off by saying that I'm no chef. I'm just a mom and wife showing y'all how I cook for my family. I probably don't do everything correct, but it usually ends up tasting pretty good anyway. Like tonight, I completely forgot to deglaze the pan with the wine and broth, but the flavor in the end was still absolutely delicious. This pot roast is seasoned with garlic, rosemary, thyme, salt, and pepper. It also calls for a bay leaf, but I didn't have any. I also substituted the beef broth for bone broth. After chopping up 3 onions, I heated some olive oil up in a pan. I then seasoned the beef chuck roast with salt and pepper and seared them in the hot oil until they were brown on both sides. This recipe called for red wine, but I've never cooked with wine before, and I really didn't know what to buy, so I sent Tim to the store and he bought the cheapest red wine he could find. I guess it'll work. We're not wine drinkers, so it didn't really make sense to buy anything expensive.
Lovely. Love that wine. Would you like a glass?
That Tim is such a goofball. You just gotta love him. Alright, so the next step is to add 1 cup red wine and 2 cups of bone broth to the pan, along with rosemary and thyme. I forgot to add garlic at this time, but I remembered and added it a bit later. I allowed it to simmer for a few minutes and then I transferred it into a roasting pan. transferred the roast and broth to a roasting pan, I then added the chopped onion and covered with tin foil. I then placed in a 300-degree Fahrenheit oven and let it cook for about 2 hours. While the roast is cooking in the oven, I went ahead and prepped the vegetables. I'll be adding carrots, potatoes, and celery to the roast after it's been in the oven for about 2 hours. It's now 2 hours later, and it's time to add the carrots, potatoes, and celery to the roast. And then we'll place it back in the oven for another 2 hours or until the veggies are done and the meat is fork tender. So while the roast and veggies finish cooking, I have time to wash up my dirty dishes and to set the table. I wish y'all could smell the deliciousness coming out of the oven, and those smells mixed with the winter spice pot, I tell you, it smells absolutely divine in here.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe, and I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down and the storm is on its way, but as long as you're around, everything will be okay. 'Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment myself in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we're perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Another year went by, but the difference this time is that ever since July, I've been happier than I have ever been. It's safe to say that my love for you is true. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we're perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we're perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me.
Dinner's ready, y'all, and it looks and smells delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and get this served up and call the boys in for dinner, and I think that about wraps it up for another video. I sure hope y'all enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in my next Vlogmas video. Alright, y'all, I'll talk to you later. Bye.